pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Like always, we will come back around to everybody who's got something to say after the council business is done. Got a couple members of the city council won't be here, Mike and Lisa, and we got some things to do. Everybody got their package with the minutes, bank statements, and all in it. We got any questions on the minutes? Meeting? We had the two special meetings in there too, didn't we?
Okay, good.
If ain't no question, need a motion.
Make a motion. Okay.
Second. Motion made, second. Accept the minutes.
I'll talk to you later.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion passed. Treasury report. You might have read in our treasury report the Frontier Days. It hadn't been added in there yet because we didn't put it in the bank yet.
I held on to it. I just gave it to her tonight.
But you'll be putting it in now?
I will.
Okay.
I just got it, and I'll put it in there tomorrow.
Okay. So that'll be in there. You got anything to add to it? Okay. No questions, we'll need a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Come right in, sir.
I'll make a motion. Accept.
Motion made.
Yeah, it's like an eye on you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passed. I'm paying bills. Before we get into that, I got a check today or yesterday back from the insurance company. $660.68 rebate because we don't have a town policeman no more, so he's off the insurance. So it took him that long to get it back to us since June. But anyway, everybody look at the bills. Any questions on the bills? We'll look them over.
What did we get at Best Buy and Staples?
We got printer, or we got ink and stuff for the printer and paper to send out all the tax bills.
Okay, and this Fawcett and Associates. That's it.
Oh, that's our audit.
Hmm?
Fawcett and Associates. That's our 2010 audit.
Oh, yeah,
That's the last that we done.
the audit that we owed him $1,000 yet. So,
Yeah, we finished it.
yeah.
I didn't bring it to Reed's council or anything.
He didn't bring it to read the council.
They usually bring it down.
That's the one we already voted on, accepted. We still owed him money on it?
The last audit he done, the
Yeah.
last of it.
Yeah. That was, he met up here with us and explained some of the details in it, but just, we still owed him $1,000. He just hadn't billed us yet.
So he's done with it?
He's done with the
Is that the last payment we owe him also?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those, the
and
Staples
we
at
have
Best
to
Buy
have
wasn't.
another one. We have to have another now.
Well, yeah, but I mean for this one, but, and one of those, at Best Buy or Staples, wasn't that also, you bought a program for taxes? You said you was gonna buy some kind of program or something?
No, we didn't.
You didn't?
We didn't buy that. We just bought, paper. I already had that.
Oh, okay.
I already had that. We just bought printer paper and ink, and then we bought envelopes and all the stuff to mail out the property tax bills and stuff. Bought a minute book also in there too as well.
Yeah, so, any more questions on it? Any motion to accept the bills? Pay the bills, I mean?
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay. And we haven't got much on the old business except the lawn care, or the CSX. Veronica just mailed them the paperwork they need, so we should be getting a check any day for the
1100.
1,100. That's about the only thing we got in that, I guess. All right, now under new business, we got a problem down here in this alley. We've had it for years, but it's real bad now. It's actually a hazard. It's got to be fixed. And I've talked to Sonny Ryder here, and he's agreed to give us one, big concrete culvert. It's pretty huge, isn't it, Sonny? I don't know what size that is.
36 inch.
Yeah, but it's a great big. And put it in, all we have to do is pay for the time or the labor on it. So he's assured me, being worth from 700 to less, or up to 1,000, not over $1,000. And I don't think we're gonna beat it nowhere. That's including putting some rock around it, a little bit of gravel up front. So somebody's gonna have a bad accident there. If you've been down through there lately, it's really bad. I walk down and look at it, and the post office use it every day, several times. So, I need a motion, y'all agree that we do need that done, so,
This comes out of road aid?
no,
What's it coming out of?
we're out of our general funds, we'll have to pay for it.
We've got like Stevenson Street and Howard Street that's in bad need of repairs.
See, we was going, this also was gonna have going into your street, have that all fixed. But the city's wanting to do it, cause part of it's in the city. I mean, the big hole. I seen where you put some gravel or something in there, but then Judge was talking about that, if that store goes in over there, they're gonna put turning lanes and everything in there. He said you just won't waste your money if they do all that, so we just kinda waited on that, see what happens there. It was a big old hole, but you put some gravel or something in, didn't you?
Wayne used it.
Wayne put some in.
He tries to keep it.
Okay. Well, getting back to this culvert, I think we need to get it done. I wanted to bring it to council first, rather than just going ahead and doing it, which that's some money, we could have done it. But I wanted to run it by the council and see what y'all thought about it.
I think it definitely fix it. It's been that way for years. It's not only a hazard, but it looks bad on the town.
Yeah.
And here we are, going in 21st century, still got a gravel street, you know. And we need to upgrade that and get it fixed, and maybe eventually we can get blacktop. So it really looks bad and it's dangerous. If somebody goes over and gets hurt, we could be responsible. It is a city street.
That alley,
Anybody else?
Huh?
that alley's the
Yeah.
same street.
Halfway through there.
Okay.
It was when I was in the council last time, Mike, because I fixed it. And the city paid for it. So now, did y'all take it out of the city?
We did research on it and found out the property owners own it up to the center of it. It does not belong to the city. The only thing the city had on it was the agreement that Crouch Gas would not block it, period. That's all the city had.
Well, I guess we're gonna adopt it then, because it's got to
Because
be
it,
fixed.
when I was on council last time, it was a city street and we fixed it, didn't we?
Yes.
Over beside the general store in Glencoe is also the city street. That belongs to the city.
Yes, we did.
And right there beside the gun shop, clean down to that culvert, belonged to the city.
Yeah.
Because I fixed them when I was on council last time.
And we quit doing it too, because.
Well, because I left council. Now, y'all either took them out or just more or less dropped the series on them, because, but they was city. And they shouldn't change unless y'all just took them out. Because we
You make a
fixed them
mo-
last time we didn't, when I was on council.
Well, a lot of research was done on a lot of them alleys after you left.
I got some paperwork on it, I looked it up. And it states, I guess everybody, it's back in,
There's a lot of alleys in Glencoe that haven't been up there. This alley run right by Rick Dunaway's. That was a city alley, comes right by his place and comes out over here on Stevens Street. Right in front of my house, goes past Judy North, also the city street.
There's one.
You know, there's plenty of them in Glencoe that's not recognized as city street, but they're city streets.
they're in the city.
Right.
Judy has one that goes through her garage.
We're gonna get a little help with the
Judy has
gravel.
one that goes through her garage,
Well, I know, but
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying
that's
there's
city
a
street,
city-
people not aware of, but it
Right.
is.
but Judy has one that goes through her garage.
I built her garage in there, but, she just said, well, maybe if it's that, somebody makes move, we move it. But that's sad.
So you guys on public right away then?
I guess so, it's a city street goes through there.
Well, you're arguing about fixing streets, but now you put a building on one. What happens if somebody says, we want you to open that street up?
Well, we know the door and drive through it.
No,
I
it
think,
don't work that
didn't,
way.
her husband come and do something about that though? He got it approved before he did it.
I have not seen nothing in the minutes.
The only thing I
think
found
so.
on that's agreement made with Crouch and them back in 1980.
And Crouch doesn't own that anymore, so what happens
Yeah,
with that
they do.
agreement?
The family does.
Yeah,
Family
Crouch
owns it.
Family Property Trust.
Jason bought that property right there.
Yeah,
with
he
those
bought
concrete
the end
slabs.
of it, yeah.
Yeah, but
But-
that isn't the road right
No,
there?
that's some, that road, if you look back in the deeds, the road is basically deeded to each property owner, up to the
Right.
center of it.
Okay.
That's one reason we did not touch it the last time, because we ran into the problem with
Y'all
deeds.
got a price on it last time for $9,000, I remember
Yeah,
that. Well, you was gonna fix it then.
we were discussing it.
Well, we're gonna fix
Well, I
it.
make a motion that we get it fixed.
We need a second.
I'll second it.
Wanna do this by name call? Is that important? Charlotte, how you vote?
Well, I guess I'll go along with fixing it, but there's some more discussion needs to go on about a few other things that needs to be discussed.
We're working on getting some gravel for the whole thing too, maybe free.
I mean, have you been down on Stevenson Street
With Stevenson,
and Howard? I mean, those are bad
is
streets.
it real bad?
We need to get into some grants or something, get some money in here to get those streets fixed. I don't know how Glencoe's gonna look at us fixing an alley when we won't even take care of the streets.
Well, that is a street, ain't only an alley.
I mean, you know, like a main street that they're driving most of them to their homes.
Mayor, on West Howard, that's what she's talking about. Rick will tell you, I filled that in last year.
Culvert.
The culvert pipe is basically rotted out. And we're talking about a nice sized pipe that's gonna cost you to have repaired around 10 grand. And Stevenson Street is doing also the same thing. It's only gonna cost around 5.
And we ought to go down and look at it.
Because I took pictures of West Howard for these guys to see where they seen the pipe was rotted all the way down the side. both
Well, our
sides of it.
culverts out there wouldn't work? Those-
Not, that size won't work for that down there. It's too small.
Needs something more like what Sonny's gonna put in down there in the alley, cause it's the same creek. But
Is it the
Have a
same one
36 inch in
coming
there.
with
Well, we can
It's
look
coming,
at it, get
starts from
Sonny
up
to look
here,
at it.
goes all the way down, and crosses underneath the bridge you're talking about, by the gun shop. Comes out there. The other thing about doing this culvert, the big yellow house over here, if we get that water where it can drain, that should help eliminate that house from flooding all the time, like it does water back up.
His basement's
Goes
been
in that
flooded
basement.
numerous times. And he's complained, but now he ain't there half the time, so.
Well, when your elevation sits lower, that's what happens. You flood.
They do what?
When the elevation is
Yeah.
lower, that's what happens.
But he's dug his basement out, I don't know what all he's done. And he just kinda abandoned the place, I think. Okay, I got a motion that made and second, and Charlotte said yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Rick?
Yes, sir.
Unanimous. Sonny, you heard that. Appreciate it. Appreciate what you're doing for us too, 'cause that's a nice culvert. Went up there and looked at it. It's huge. Looks like a vault.
Sonny put one in on our road.
What we can do, Charlotte, is go down and look.
It's come up over it a couple of times, it wouldn't hold it, but that thing goes pretty crazy sometimes.
What we can do, maybe get Sonny, when he gets a chance to run down and look at that one, see what kind of price we could get on it, maybe or something. We don't expect you to do everything here free, you know?
I'm not doing it for free. I'm not doing it for free.
Okay. Alrighty. Everybody voted yes then, right? Motion passed. On our sewage, like I said, Judge was supposed to be here and he called me and said he didn't know for sure he could make it. He had some things prior to do, but if anybody had any complaints that he would be glad for them to call him, cell phone number. Everybody's got it. He left it here that day for anybody who wants to call him or go down to see him. But if you have any really complaints, I got Mike Dixon's going to put it in the paper. You need to contact Bill Osborne at Terry Road, Carrollton Utilities. There's people that hadn't hooked up yet, and the time's done passed to hook up. And they are going to enforce it, not us. But they will enforce that, I'm sure.
That's who we need to contact, is Bill?
Uh,
Bill
That's who we need to contact, is Bill.
Bill, Terry.
Well, I mean, 'cause I got a problem, with, other people here in town is hooked up when they should have hooked up.
Yeah.
And there's other houses that I thought was out of the city, which I found out they're actually in the city, that's not hooked up. And we're
I
looking
think
at
he's got,
6 or 7 years here now almost.
Rick and I had a conference with him on a three-way deal on telephone, and he was naming names, but has he got all of, he ain't got them all, does he, or?
No, he don't have them on. He was telling me that I need to go around and do the smoke bombs, and I'm not gonna go on somebody's property and get shot or something, putting smoke bombs, testing their houses. I mean, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
When Mike turned this over to them,
Well,
they
that
assumed
wouldn't be up to you
responsibility
anyway,
for
would
it.
Wouldn't that be up to them?
That's on them.
Yeah, it's up to
That was
them.
always on
That ain't
them.
our job.
That was under the agreement that we signed back in 2002, they're local. They had maintained the system,
Mhm.
whatever.
How many people have not hooked on
I'm sorry.
yet? How many have not hooked on yet?
Well, I don't know for sure how many there is. He named off at least 5, and he didn't mention a couple that I'm aware of that didn't.
I'd say probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 probably.
I
Maybe.
not to interrupt, I just don't think it's fair,
Maybe.
for everybody else in this city that has hooked up. And
And
then
the
you get
biggest
4 or
thing-
5 others.
The
that
biggest
just-
thing, they could've got it hooked up free at
Well,
one time.
Well,
And they give them extension, went on and on.
well, that extension's up, isn't it?
Oh, it's all
now?
over.
What is that, about $9,000 to hook up now?
No.
900?
900, I think.
But I mean, some of them are just intentionally not going to hook up. I know of 2 that just, and I feel, that financially are just unable to at this time.
But them up on St. Jerry Hill,
Yeah.
when they not hooked up because they had problems, so that time limit shouldn't have go on them, because they wasn't the job wasn't completed, they wasn't satisfied. At that time, they shouldn't have based on that because the sewer wasn't in to fix them. They wasn't pleased with everything. So actually, their time limit should really start when the completion, when we sign off and when everything could clear it up. Because they started back there, say, 6 months ago, and the sewer wasn't done for their suit them.
Yeah.
You know, they wasn't gonna hook up to it right. You know, that shouldn't be their fault.
You know,
The
that
part
probably-
though, Juju, is the sewer part was done, they just wasn't happy with the cleanup. I mean, they could have still had put their sewage in
Mhm.
and hooked up. And, you know, the cleanup is always gonna be the last thing to be done,
Mhm.
you know, so, I mean, I think there are some people using excuses, but I mean, there's some that just, when I was up talking to them about this, they just can't hook it up. They just don't have the money. Well, as far as I understand, they'll come up here and they'll shut your water off.
Well, let me ask you something. I know in all this discussion that we've had some people from Cemetery Road come down here to the meetings. When they hook onto that, they're responsible financially for getting it hooked to their house, right?
Correct.
So some of these people were looking at anywhere from 700 to about 1,000, depending on how far they had to go with it. And I know a couple of them that, yeah, they wanted to be hooked onto it, but there was no money to get that done. And, you know, I understand what Jimbo's saying, you know, but,
I didn't have the money either, but I done it. I mean, you know, I know it sounds unfair, I really do. I know, you know, me talking like this sounds unfair, but it just ain't fair to the rest of the people around here to, I mean, if they have to go borrow it, whatever.
well, let
I
me
mean,
ask
you
you
know, I mean, I didn't
this.
have the money either, but I got it done.
What's it doing to you that they're not hooked onto it?
What you
What-
doing to
what
me?
kind of problem is it
It's
causing?
the idea of not being hooked up when they should have hooked up to it in the first place.
But if they didn't have the
It's
money-
not fair to me for somebody to sit up on a hill for over years and not paying a sewer bill. When I'm paying a sewer bill, you're paying a sewer bill, ain't you paying a sewer bill? You? Mike? It's not fair. That's my problem. It's not fair.
I can look at both ways. I mean, how are we gonna push somebody to do it when they don't have no money?
The only problem I got
It
with
ain't
it,
really up to us.
our problem I got
That's
is
what I
the
said.
Carroll Utility charging $900. They're stealing it because they ain't got nothing to do with the hookup, and they're not paying for nothing, and charging $900 just to put a 4-inch coupling on is daylight robbery. And I've looked them right in the face and said, boy, you're stealing. There's no way that can charge $900 to put the 4-inch coupling on their pipe.
They're not digging the hole to get
No, they
it
ain't
to
doing
the
nothing.
house.
They ain't doing nothing. Just pay me $900, and they didn't put the pipe in. It didn't cost them a dime to put it in to start with. They're just stealing $900 from homeowner. That's the bottom line.
Can I say something?
You can help yourself.
You know, you say that they're stealing from you. It costs money to operate the system.
It makes no difference. They're getting paid by the month for every gallon of water goes through their pipe.
That's right, that's part of the cost.
And stealing $900 from a homeowner is wrong.
They're not stealing nothing because the homeowner could have had a lot worse. Because when this first thing happened up here, they were gonna charge $900 right out of the gate, right when it become available. We worked it out where they put in their ordinance that they were gonna give 120 days to hook up.
Yeah, I remember.
Well,
that.
That's ample time.
I can understand the
But what I'm saying, but
deadline.
you're saying that they're stealing from them. They gave the people the opportunity to take the offer.
They ain't giving the people nothing.
Well,
Write me a check every month, don't you? Now, I can understand having a deadline, but the $900 for hooking up is wrong.
well,
Because they wasn't out one dime putting the line in, they out one dime for nothing.
If
And they
that-
say, write me a check and you can use my pipe.
if that's the case, then they shouldn't charge a tap fee for nobody.
Right. It's wrong.
That means any large industry that's gonna go into that system, that's gonna contribute
If
so
they
much
put
to
the
that
pipe
system.
in, paid for it, be different. If they didn't have a grant, they wasn't out one penny, and they're getting a check every month from the homeowner for every gallon of sewer go down their pipe. That's all they need to get. The
Well,
$900 for hookup is wrong.
well, let me ask you a question then. If, let's use your theory that they're stealing something because they got grant money. what happened if they wouldn't have got grant money?
They didn't get the city guy to put it in.
But the point is, it's grant money. Right where it went, it was grant money. What happened if the city could not have got the grant money and say, okay, we're gonna take a loan for over 40 years to pay for this system? You know who's gonna pay for it? It's gonna be these guys on top of their sewer.
Hey,
So what's the
but that's
difference?
not the case. We're talking about what the case is. The case is they wasn't out one dime, and they wouldn't charge $900 hook up. Now that's what we're dealing with, not what could have happened or what did happen. The case said they're still $900 from the homeowner.
Well, we'll move on with it, because ain't nothing, that's their rules, I guess.
Well, the city should stand up and say, look, this is our city, and you're not coming in letting people off. The city needs to make a stand on somewhere, because they raise their prices. They do what they send out in the bill, at my sewer bill, will be $75 a month. Okay, and I stand back here and say, now you pay me another $900 for what? For what? They ain't have nothing. The city should make a stand and say, look, you're not doing on people that way.
The thing on that, Juju, though, is I don't know that we could, I mean, that'd be more something up to Alicia. I mean, if we've got a signed contract, we can't deviate from that.
No, but I said we need to make a stand. We might not do nothing, but we should have sat here and let them rush shot over us. We need to say, look, Carrollton Utilities, you're talking to our people. You know, we might not be able to do nothing, but we know we have to sit here and take it lightly. Because as long as we take it, they're going to keep putting it on. And they raised our sewer last, 2 months ago. They raised it. What we do, we sit here and let it slide by.
Well, something like that we can argue, but as far as tap fees, I mean, I don't
We
know
still
if that's an
argue.
agreement.
Because they don't own the pipe.
Well, okay, they raised it 2 months ago. Was the city notified? Under any local agreement that we have with Carrollton, anytime there's a rate increase, a change of rules, the city has to be notified within 30 days before it comes into
By
effect.
paper.
No,
No,
it has to be certified mail.
yes,
I didn't hear nothing about it.
that's what our agreement
Well,
says.
that's it. Nobody knows about these agreements that this count or the previous council
It
signed
sounds to me
off
like
on.
somebody making bad agreements in the past. That I know the city should sit back and let them charge $900 when there ain't out one penny for nothing.
Well,
I
first
thought
time
we
they-
made a good deal in the
Well, I
past,
thought so too.
when we was getting a free hookup fee within
All right,
120
imagine
days.
this. What's the difference of free if you do it in, say, 90 days and charge you $900 if you do it in 91 days? Where's the difference is?
No, you're not hearing me, Juju.
Yeah, I hear you.
No,
If you do
they
it
had
certain the time, you're
120
free.
days to
If you
hook
don't, it costs
up.
you.
If you did not hook up within them 120 days,
Okay.
then yes, your tap fee was waived.
Right.
Actually, Jimbo,
But my question is, where did the $900 expense come from that they had to charge it after the year?
Well,
that's everywhere. That's just
See, I
not.
mean, that's what I'm talking about.
But what I'm saying, it's not just here. It's not just Glencoe. It's Carrollton. It's Woodville.
I don't care if it's in New York City, it's still wrong. You cannot go out here and put this on people's
Well, here's
shoulders.
what you do then, the first time, if somebody don't hook up, the first time they go out and cut the water off, let them sue Carrollton Utilities.
Yeah, but I mean,
And let the city behind.
you get a free ride, you do it, say 120 days, but 121 days now going to cost you $900.
I know.
Well, you
I
have
mean,
to, you have to have a
come on.
cutoff somewhere. It makes no difference. Should you wait for 15 years?
I mean, they
that's
were
what you're
kind enough
saying.
to offer a couple different extensions. That they did. I mean,
Here's the
we got a
thing.
couple months extra in
Yeah.
extensions.
Everybody's just looking at 30 days or 90 days. The original agreement, under the city ordinance, sewer ordinance says 30 days before you get charged tap fee. Carrollton gave the city of Glencoe 2 years after we put the initial system in. 2 years. I think we got a good bargain. To ask these people to wait another 120 days before they had to pay a tap fee, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
What would they do, shut their water off?
They have the authority to do that under the agreements. Actually, it's in the agreement, it's also in the city sewer ordinance.
Is everybody down here in the in this area, are they all
No.
moved on to it?
No.
I don't know.
Is it mostly Cemetery Hill?
No,
We
you
got
got,
2 homes right over here on Esther's Lane that's not hooked up.
Which two? I know
And 2
where
double wides sitting right over there.
Everett's is hooked
Everett's is
up.
hooked up.
Well, what about the one next
The
door?
one next door is not hooked up.
That's not Mike's
He's-
house.
he's
That's
been sent-
Brown's
he's been
or
Well, I mean,
Smith's.
regardless, who owns it, it doesn't matter. It's
Property,
going to be
whoever
hooked
owns
up.
the property.
Randy I know has been sent 3 different
He was
letters.
notified.
And of course, he's in Alabama now.
Well, we can't
And-
stay on this all day, guys, we gotta move on, so
But you're right.
all I'm doing is reading what they told me.
Well, I just, want
Yeah.
I just think it ought to be fair across the board, that's all. That's all I'm asking, fair across the board.
If anybody got anything they wanna try to, extend it, get an extension or whatever, they can call Carol and talk to them. I don't know whether they let you do it or not. Like you said, Cemetery Hill, yeah, they're still cleaning up there, and before they release the money, maybe they could work something out with, Bill Osborne or Terry.
Mayor, the last conversation I had with Bill Osborne, we addressed the issue of people not be able to connect on in time. His impression would be they would deal with that on an individual basis. If they have a problem.
Hardship basis.
They would work with the homeowner.
The homeowner's gotta contact them, you can't
That's
just
it.
assume it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
but
that's what I'm telling
the
you.
homeowner's gotta do something. They can't rely on, you used to do it all.
Mike's gonna put it in the paper, and that way, that's all we can do. It's out of our hands. And I see what you're saying, I mean, not for
I
you to
know
hook
it's,
up
I know it's
nobody
hard
else.
times, I really do, I mean, I understand all that and everything, but, I mean,
Like
there's
your
other
car
people out
broke
there
down
that
and you ain't got
it
no
costs
new
them
car.
to put theirs in.
You have to go borrow money to buy a car, so you might have to borrow money to hook your sewage up.
I wanna
Anyway,
back things up just a little bit. I'm back on we should got a letter 30 days before the increase. Did you all ever receive a certified letter for the increase? Did you get a certified letter about the increase of the sewage cost? Well, somebody needs to address that with the increase
well, Mike,
and
or,
no letter.
Rick, he's on the sewage board, and this last time he couldn't go down there, but I don't know that they informed you that.
I hadn't been informed, but, what I'll do.
Well, we need to
is,
find them $900, what I mean, they broke the record,
Dad.
we need to find $900.
Calm down. I'm gonna go home sometime tonight.
I'm off, Wednesday and Thursday, and I'll get in touch with Osborne and ask him why we didn't receive anything certified.
Okay. And maybe, you might mention to him, maybe he might, if you got some people in hardships, I don't know, what he would not.
That goes back to the homeowner's gotta do something on their part to let them know. I mean, there's no way anybody here could know
Right.
who's having a hardship and who's not hooked
Them
up.
who do not help theirself will not get no help.
Well, exactly.
Okay.
But
Well,
I will contact them, Wednesday or Thursday.
we'll just kinda wait for your reply, or see what they say, but, like I say, Mike's gonna put it in the paper for the homeowners to contact him if they got any, cause they're fixing to turn the rest of all that money loose for 'em. It's not all gone yet.
About 12,000.
There's something else to go back on that, and I don't know if you're talking about the same place or not, I think of you, Charlotte. I know of one home up there on Cemetery, that what I've been hearing about, the guys wanting to come up and hook up sewer, they're expecting this one person to eliminate their downstairs facilities. You're taking away value from your home to do that, to put sewer in, because they shouldn't have to buy a pump. I mean, somebody on that end, the homeowner should have been notified if they would have had to buy a pump or not.
Yeah, those things ain't cheap, are they?
Exactly, I mean, and to me, you got, everybody down here for the most part, on the original, the pumps for free. And then they even wanted them to pay for the pump if it tore up, so they got that included.
The thing is, if they would have known when they were drawing these up, if they knew they had a basement and they had to have a pump, the pump would have been provided because we added an extra pump into the system anyway that wasn't in the original plan. If they would have known that, because survey crew went out and checked these properties, if the people are not home, all they can do is assume there's nothing in the basement,
But they gotta have an additional funding or something for like, if, the homeowner wouldn't know.
Well, the thing is, if they had to have a pump, it would come out of the budget.
Right.
Even if we were over a budget, it would still get paid for, it would come out of Carrollton's pocket.
You're talking about the basement being lower than the sewer.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what they could do, so that, you'd eliminate, well, most people's got it's got a basement, it's got their
But
washer and dryer and
again-
everything down the basement.
Again, it comes down to the homeowner, who's gotta let us know what was going on.
Right.
if they're not home when they're out there doing the survey of the property and the elevations, how they know what's in that basement? They don't do that.
No, but for the most part, if you got a concrete basement, you know, for every house I ever known has got plumbing or something down there, you know.
Well, my next door neighbor's got a basement, he's got a washer and that's it. Not in the bathroom.
Well, Jim, if you take somebody like Mike Hampton, he's not here tonight, he rents one of the double wides. And Jim, I will
Well, I
clarify,
understand
the
that.
other double wide is hooked up and has been for a long time.
But the property owner ought to be notified or
But
something that
What
it needs to be
happens
hooked up.
where Mike rents that house?
The homeowner.
It's the homeowner.
I mean, does he go home one night and his water's just shut off?
Yes.
Could very well be.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
It's, the homeowner's been notified, I understand it, hasn't he?
Well,
But if nothing else, Mike's paying him rent, he should be able to let him know,
I
hey,
should be
you gotta get
jumping
my
up and
sewer
down,
hooked
I'm gonna
up.
cut my water off if you don't put this sewage up.
Not yet. They haven't had anything. He wants Randy to put that sewer in. He wants him to hook it up. Well, he's gonna have to, I guess.
Okay, well. On committees, we got any, everybody's out for nuisance committee. That building's down on the ground, it's looking a lot better. Anybody got anything else on nuisance? Now, I was down to 101 Grace. She left a message that the bank was in the process of making their decision what to do. Now, that's been over a month ago. And I went down there the other day, somebody's cleaned it up good. That's all I know, if they haven't. Did you have anything to do with that, son?
No, I was talking to the fellow that did it.
Oh, you did?
He sent people up out of Louisville and done it cleaned up.
Okay.
It really looks good to what it was.
I got a hold of Farrell Gas for him to have him pick that tank up. Matter of fact, I called Mike Murphy and he gave me the property owner's name, because they wouldn't pick it up without the property owner's name, and he gave me that. I called Farrell, they said they'd pick it up, and I notified John Louisville, and he said the folks in California was making their decision whether they're gonna tear it down or
Yeah.
repair it.
She left a message here on our phone about that, so I guess they'll get back with us on it, whatever.
That's all he told me. He thought they'd lean to tear it down, but he wasn't sure. He didn't know. That was as
Okay.
yesterday, matter of fact.
You done talked to him and give him a price and all that, or?
Yes,
Okay.
on the tear down. Whether they're gonna rebuild it, I don't know.
Any more committees out? Everything done on that? Committees, you all, want to be reminded that Juju did make some homemade ice cream. Chocolate,
I
I
told him
think.
you wouldn't be here tonight since he made ice cream.
And some, what is it?
I might miss something once.
Cupcakes and homemade ice cream. Need everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving, because we won't leave until after that's over with. Can't go around, anybody got anything to add? Mike, you got anything back there, bud? You guys?
I'd like to know what happened to my wife's picture, or her plaque, it was
I was gonna tell you that, they're back here, but we're gonna put them back up. We was getting the walls all painted, and you know, we finally got all that done. But, do you want it, or I'm gonna put it back on the wall. It's up to you.
I'd rather have it back up there where it belongs. That's where the city council decided to put it. In fact, I think Rick made the motion to place it there.
I said we're gonna put it on the wall, I don't know where, but we're gonna put them up.
What do you plan on doing with the pictures of the mayors?
Put them back on the wall.
Good enough.
Yeah. They should be in this room. I mean, this is where you have your meetings.
And
They're all back there and they're, you know.
Okay.
they're
Well,
not-
I just, you know, I've been coming up here, I've been up here many times, and still haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm
we've
just
been,
concerned about it.
I got a guy doing some community service.
Oh, boy.
Got painted free. All these rooms painted free, and well, actually, Mike Hampton painted one the whole day, furnished the paint, and I had this other guy.
You might do this room.
Community service to do, and he's got some more hours to do for us too, so we'll get it all done though. Anything else, anybody? Jimbo? Steve?
Yes, sir. When we go finish all this grading back here, where all these holes are, and dirt mounted up and everything else as far as kids playing, you start?
We got a lot of dirt piled up over there, I guess.
Well, the inspection line is all past, what I put in past, but down there next to the end, where I tied into the city, the city sewer, Carrollton Utilities want to see where I hooked it up at, or how it's hooked up. But Denny French got to dig that out for it. Past inspection, no leaks, but Carrollton Utilities want to see it, so that he's gonna dig that out. So it wasn't use filling it in till he dig that out, so Carrollton Utilities can look at it.
What about the ditches that come across the
Well, I'm
lot?
gonna fill it in, I just wait to get some rain and settle them in, and make one grade do it all. But they will be filled in, depending.
Did you see that dirt we got, I
Yeah.
piled it up back there?
Big pile of it.
And,
Next thing then, what are you gonna do about this handicap parking space out here? ADA requires you to have a solid surface.
Have a what?
Have a solid surface.
Well, we ain't got that for you.
I'm just asking, I'm just
I
asking.
tell you what else we're gonna do, we was gonna do it for winter. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to it.
Not the way it was.
Is we do that whole blacktop out there.
Blacktop out there.
It needs it bad.
Yeah, it does.
Just like me and Rick was talking about that. If it gets water in there and freezes, we might be in trouble next spring.
That's only been there since 1997. That
But it
has
needs to
been
be
bad.
coated.
It needs, yeah, it needs a coat on it.
That's what I was talking about, coating it.
And it cost the city this much.
I have one more question. Since you all opened the can of worms on this alley over here, are you gonna fix our culverts over in our road now?
You own that, don't you?
Here we go again with this over here.
I think
and
we
everything
own that.
else. Well,
You wanna see the?
that's on, I've seen paperwork on it. I've seen paperwork both
Okay.
ways. And
We gotta maintain it, that's all I can tell you.
Well,
We was going to fix your entrance there, but I was like.
I understand, I understand,
Yeah,
I
not
understand.
to.
I'd appreciate it if it
Yeah.
happens, you know, I'm sure Charlotte would and everybody else that lives on the lot.
You're talking probably
But
$700,
it
$800.
it goes back again, we're talking fair is fair is fair. If we're
I
gonna
don't
start
see where
maintaining
that's fair
property,
if it's your property.
it's not my, but the thing is,
Is it
that's,
your property?
that's not the
Is it
city
your
property.
property, Mr. Perkins?
That's not the city property across the street
Is it
either.
your property that we're
Yes, sir,
talking
it
about
is.
fixing? That's your responsibility.
Then consequently, then, I shouldn't be in the city then. I get nothing from the city.
Why
I
should
get
they
no-
fix
I get no
something that's
sewer.
on your
I
property?
get, no, wait a minute, I get no sewer. I technically get no police protection.
I guess the rule is
I
on
get
that, gotta
nothing
be
on-
within 100 feet, right, of the line.
I'm nowhere near 100 feet.
Well,
I
that's
was
what I'm
promised
saying.
sewer. I was promised sewer when it went in. I was promised sewer. I'm just asking.
I don't know nothing about that.
That's fine. That's fine.
Did Carrollton Utilities have anything to do with promising you sewer?
No, this city council here did. When the sewers were brought up and all.
But that is something that should have been entered into with Carrollton Utilities for them to run the sewer. I mean, there's nothing, I mean,
I understand all the conversation we went before. All I'm doing is asking some questions for some things.
As far as that
I
goes
just want
back
the
there,
answers.
Steve, I don't know. I mean, I know ain't no back and forth to go back there and dig that, that's a long way.
I know, and that puts everybody between a rock and a hard place, is exactly what it does. And I understand that, but I need to ask the question.
Well, that'd be like me saying, okay, since they put a bridge in up here on this blue vein, which they shouldn't have never done, behind Mr. Maxwell's place, will the city come over and put one in behind my house too? Is that fair?
Who put a bridge in behind there?
They filled all that in back there in the back where that blue vein runs right back behind the
Right.
houses here. And they was not supposed to touch that blue vein.
That's right, they weren't.
All right.
And it should be dug back out.
It
You're
should
absolutely
be.
right.
You're exactly right.
You're absolutely
Who
right.
filled that in there?
What Maxwell.
Maxwell did. And that should actually be taken back out because that's why we have the problem.
That's why
On
that's why
up.
I have a problem. That's why Mr. Noel over here has a problem when the water gets up and stuff. It's all in our backyard now.
He's
Because they got
exactly
it all
right.
tunneled off.
He's exactly right. It should have never been done.
It
When
should
they
have
do
never
that?
been done.
When they built when they built the garage or something, or the house?
When they was building everything over there.
Everything over
I mean,
there.
it was all in a little year planning, you know, well, we gotta get this covered up first, and we'll put our garage over here. Put the other, house back there in the back that shouldn't have never been built in the first damn place. Excuse my French, but that just aggravates me to no end. That's just like putting a McDonald's in over there. to me. Now, if Mr. Maxwell was living there, that'd be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But he's renting it, that is income to Mr. Maxwell. That's just like putting a McDonald's in over there. I go out and try to grill out, and I got my neighbors all looking at me and smiling. Oh, that smells good. You know, I'm supposed to, you know, trying to be a good neighbor, you know, well, come on over and get you some.
When they filled that
And I'm trying
blue
to be, you
stream
know,
in,
family members or whatever.
that should have been brought up back then when they filled that, when they covered that blue stream back, because
That's
I
right,
don't
it shouldn't
think
have
Fish
been
and
done.
Wildlife or State of Kentucky would hold to that if they knew it.
Y'all, you can believe if it had been me that done it, I'd have had to go out there and done dig it up. You can believe that in a heartbeat.
We
But
done
since
got
my
you
name
moving
ain't
Jim up.
Maxwell or Davis or somebody like that, that's why it ain't done. But it's got that little click.
If you contact the state, if the city council will contact the state, they have to, it has to be maintained in original condition, plain and simple. There is no other way around
Well,
it.
it shouldn't have been got
You're right.
as far as
should-
it did already.
You're absolutely right.
Well, Mike and I, when we've been to Frankfurt on this before, I mean, they flat told us, you cannot so much as put a shovel in there.
That's right. That's exactly
And
right.
one of the reasons they got away with that is because the people administering the zoning let it happen.
They let it happen.
Because they were enforcing everything the city had. And that's what happened.
On that culverts, the city of Brandon zoning didn't have nothing to do with that, I would tell you.
I'm
No, we're not talking about
Offense to
culvert.
that.
I'm not talking about culvert, we're talking about how that property was developed. The administrator should have had a handle on it.
The administrator handled it all on his own.
Mr. Meyer, the judge said that he thought all the situations for the sewer was handled, the complaints they had so far. But if there's any more, to contact his office first thing in the morning, and he'd speak with you about them. He's running a busy morning.
I'm done. I'm
So you got
Yeah,
anything to add to all that,
me too,
Francis?
because I'm fixing to say a lot more and I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
I had some pictures.
I'll have to go out back here and turn my head around on my back.
That's the parade, huh?
Mhm.
These ours, you won't give them?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, well, thank you, Francis. Yeah, that's a parade. That was probably the best ones. I mean, Gage and whoever that other little boy was, dressed up like the dummies.
Dakota. It was Dakota.
They really didn't have to dress up. Ground naturally.
All right, if we haven't got anything else, I need a motion for adjournment so we can eat some ice cream.
I make the motion.
I said it.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you, gentlemen, ladies, for
I
coming
hate
down
conflict.
tonight.
I just hate conflict. I just like, hey, we all get along.